Atlanta, Georgia, August 4th, 1986. On that morning, a woman named Bonnie Wilder walked into a brand new department store in a suburb of Atlanta. She was new to the area and was responding to a newspaper ad for a bookkeeper.
When we started out hiring for this store, the response was terrible. I mean, there would be days when if I got someone in the door who wasn't on drugs, I was delighted. That was a good day. And so when you don't have that many people to select from, you make the best available choice that you have with what you've got to work with. And she was, at the time, the best available choice we had with what we had to work with.
Bonnie, this is Miss Pence. Miss Pence, this is Bonnie.
Hi, Bonnie. Thanks for coming in to see us today.
Go ahead, have a seat.
Everything about her was unusual. I mean, she was a very large woman. She seemed to be a little bit eccentric, and so that just seemed to fit into being part of her personality.
Looks like you have a lot of experience doing exactly what we need to have someone do.
She had done payroll, she had worked in a credit office, she had done sales audit, and seemed like she would be an ideal candidate for the job.
I'm sure I could get it down real quick.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're exactly what we're looking for. Can you be here tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock?
That would be super. I'd really want to work in your store. I mean, it's a new store. We can build it together.
Bonnie was really the model employee. She came in, and not only did she have the experience and the knowledge of the job itself, but she also gave that little extra. She showed a real concern for the store, for the company, and that we get the store up and running and off in the right direction.
Okay, so to get into the
Bonnie
system,
was given the responsibility of handling the store's daily cash flow. According to her associates, she single-handedly held the accounting department together. They were surprised at her expertise.
To look at the woman, I would think maybe she would drive a school bus or maybe even work in a lunchroom, be in a kindergarten, that type person. Just an honest, clean kind of person.
We would not talk about this place.
Bonnie became very popular with her co-workers, though she was reluctant to talk about herself. All she would reveal was that she was from Florida and had a husband and a son still living there.
Did you hear what happened today on the floor?
I heard all that noise.
She never told anyone anything about her personal life. But we looked at her eccentricity as just all part of a package. I mean, it didn't occur to anyone that she was hiding something. It just seemed like maybe she's private.
Looking for something in like a
6 weeks after she'd begun her job on September 22nd, Bonnie went up to each store cashier with an unusual request.
Guy, when you close out your register at the end of the day, would you put all the cash in this bag and bring it up to me in the office?
Okay.
Good. I'm a little behind and I could use your help.
No problem.
Thank you, Guy.
Bonnie assured each cashier that she would personally refill their registers in the morning.
Oh, Margaret, would you do me a favor?
Nobody felt there was anything unusual about these requests.
It'd really help out.
Sure.
Good, thank you.
These people were all new to our system, and Bonnie had this position. I mean, it was obvious even to the salespeople that this was somebody who was definitely part of the management team.
At approximately 9:30, before they left for the evening, the employees gathered together at the store's rear entrance. Bonnie was with them.
I forgot my purse. Can you give me a moment?
Oh, sure.
Excuse me. Sure. She needs to bring a picture for you.
Yeah.
While her co-workers waited, Bonnie went back to the vault where she had stored the cashier's money and began to fill her oversized handbag. A few weeks earlier, Bonnie had been instrumental in overturning a store regulation that called for the inspection of the employees' handbags at the end of the day. She had argued that it would be detrimental to the staff's morale, and management agreed.
We're ready, huh?
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's go, people.
Night, everybody.
Everyone left for home as usual, except for Bonnie. One employee noticed her getting into a taxi. The following morning, the day shift of cashiers arrived and checked their registers.
All of a sudden, each cashier came back. My bank is not there. The standard $150 that's supposed to be in there. The trays were blank. The bills were missing.
The vault was checked. It was empty. The store soon discovered that at least $20,000 in untraceable cash was missing. And so was Bonnie Wilder. Private investigator Vicky Bosma was hired by the store and began to track down Bonnie Wilder. She started with her original job application.
The information on there, for example, the schools that she said that she had attended, they'd been torn down or they'd been changed as far as names go. On her employment, she put down businesses that were bankrupt. Also, she would put down branches of the federal government and not put down enough information where you could verify that she actually was employed by the federal government. So there was a lot of information on there, but nothing you could truly verify.
But Bonnie Wilder did make one key mistake. She allowed this photograph to be taken in the employee's lunchroom. This picture was soon circulated to the police. Bonnie Wilder was traced to an address in the Midwest. Authorities were certain that they had found their woman.
Can I help you?
Well, I'm Officer Andrews. This is Officer Randall.
Yes.
Miss Wilder?
That's correct.
Bonnie Wilder?
Yes.
Have you lost a lot of weight?
No, I haven't.
There was a real woman that really existed from the
Certainly.
information on this application. Basically same height and hair color, but there was no way that this woman could have dropped that much weight in about a week's time. Our Bonnie had jumbled things around a little bit on the application, so just to get everyone confused. But once you unraveled it, it really came out to be this other Bonnie's real life history.
Further investigation turned up 5 similar store robberies engineered by a woman who fit Bonnie's description. In each case, a different alias was used.
We discovered she ran the same scam in Florida that she ran here with the same position that she had at this Atlanta store. She's hit stores in Tennessee, Louisiana, and Florida. She's hit 3 stores in Georgia besides this one that I'm aware of. And I've estimated from the takes that she's gotten from these other stores anywhere from, I would say, $350,000 to $400,000.
Bonnie stole more than cash. In Atlanta, she took Lisa Pence's personnel file.
Probably that woman is somewhere using my identity and may very well be using my educational background, my professional background, everything that was in that personnel file, and assumed that identity as her own.
Okay, well, based on your application and what you've just told me, it sounds like you're perfect for the job. Can you start on Monday?
Yes.
Terrific. We look forward to seeing you then.
And I look forward to working with your organization.
Terrific.
Monday morning?
Yes.
8 a.m.?
8 a.m.
Terrific.
Okay.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
What mystifies me about this is how she was able to do it so cleanly and never be found again. I mean, she must be 300 pounds. You know, someone like that just doesn't get lost in a crowd, even in a big city. And this is a big city. You still don't get lost in a crowd when you are enormous.
The woman in the lunchroom picture was approximately 5 feet 7 inches tall. She had a southern accent and weighed between 250 and 300 pounds. Police still have no idea as to her real name. And in this story, we use the fictitious name of Bonnie Wilder, but she may be using or may have already used Lisa Pence's identity. Authorities believe that by now this mysterious thief will have infiltrated yet another upscale department store and will be quietly planning another major robbery. To date, she has stolen close to $500,000 from her unsuspecting employers. If anyone watching has any information that might help solve this case, please contact the DeKalb County Sheriff's Department in Atlanta, Georgia, or call our toll-free number, 1-800-876-5353.
Oh, sorry.
I guess I'm old-fashioned. I think people should be able to eat good food without spending much money.
Excuse me.
So Wendy's is introducing a new super value menu. Oops. Everything on it is at a special low price. Biggie drinks, biggie fries, chili, including our new junior bacon cheeseburger. Delicious food that leaves change in your pocket.
Oh.
What do you have to know to get a seat around here?
Come try the super value menu at Wendy's.
If you took an Actifed tablet for your cold, there's something you should know. Contact maximum strength caplets work twice as long.
Gesundheit.
Until there's a cure, there's Contact.
Solve the mysteries tonight. It's a spooky night court, cause guess who Dan will be on Halloween?
I, of course, will be going as myself.
Then on the Nut House, why is everything red, white, and blue?
May I present the President of the United States?
And on Quantum Leap, how will Sam cope as a woman? After Unsolved Mysteries, it's Night Court, the Nut House, and Quantum Leap tonight.
She's a waitress. She's a spy. She's twin sisters.
I am not. Oh, yes, you are.
Jack A and Jack A want to double your pleasure. Sunday.
Every year, thousands of people are reported missing, and many cases remain unsolved for months and even years, leaving family and friends in the agony of not knowing what happened to their loved ones. To end our broadcast tonight, we will show you the names and faces of several people who have disappeared. Please watch closely, and if you should have any information that might help solve one of these cases, make a note of the case number before calling. In September 1987, Julie Weflin was abducted from the Bonneville Power Station where she worked in Spokane, Washington. Julie's friends and co-workers have contributed to an $80,000 reward on her case. Stephanie Stroh was last seen on October 16, 1987 in Winnemucca, Nevada. She had called her parents in San Francisco from a truck stop to say she was on her way home. She never arrived. Kyle Clinkscales vanished in 1976 while driving from his home in LaGrange, Georgia to Auburn University. He has been missing for 13 years. Carlos Alvarez was abducted a year and a half ago from his home in Downey, California. His alleged kidnappers are his uncle Jose Carlos Alvarez, nicknamed Luti, and an accomplice Juan Carlos Cristo, nicknamed Yanko. Diana Braungart was described as a shy but very sweet and loving 18-year-old, devoted to her local Methodist church in Festus, Missouri. She disappeared on March 11, 1987. There is a $15,000 reward for information leading to the recovery of David Till and Brian Ogen, best friends who disappeared on a hunting trip in 1985 near Mayo, Michigan. In Philadelphia, John Simmons was just 15 years old when he vanished after returning home from school in September 1988. Lily Mae Huff disappeared from a Winchester, Virginia nursing home in September 1988. She is suffering from Alzheimer's disease and may appear disoriented and confused. David Thies was 19 when he disappeared 7 years ago in New York City. He would be 26 years old today. Susan Capel also disappeared 7 years ago, just 2 weeks before her 21st birthday in Newcomerstown, Ohio. If you have any information relating to these missing persons cases, please call our toll-free number, 1-800-876-5353. You need not give your name. If possible, please refer to the missing person by name and case number. Next week, we will investigate the most intriguing mystery of the Second World War. In 1941, Deputy Reichsfuhrer Rudolf Hess, Hitler's chosen successor, shocked the world by flying to England on a secret peace mission. His peace overtures were rejected, and Hess remained in prison until his apparent suicide in 1987. Evidence has surfaced that the man who flew to England was not Hess, but a double, a pawn in a conspiracy that reached from Hitler's inner circle to England's House of Parliament. There is also additional evidence that he did not commit suicide, but was murdered just weeks after the news was leaked that he might be removed from prison. Join me next week for this fascinating story on Unsolved Mysteries.
Friday night, the surf's up on NBC, and you never know what you may find when the tide comes in on an all-new Baywatch. Then they're dynamic and full of action. Kaz and Battles are a dynamic duo of a different kind, and they're going on a witch hunt on an all-new Hardball. And the critically acclaimed series returns Mancuso FBI. Robert Loggia's solid, gritty, and authoritative, says the San Diego Union. Justice has a new name, and it's Mancuso FBI, Friday, only on NBC.
She was the victim of a crime whose attacker went free. 20 years later, she came back.
Let it be, honey. Let well enough alone.
Who is it that you're trying to protect?
On a mission of revenge.
I'm gonna find the man that raped me. I'm gonna kill him.
Jacqueline Smith in a dramatic movie event.
I'm stalking you.
Settle the score Monday.
Good evening, I'm Edie Tarbox with a live update from Channel 11 News. The situation at riot-torn Camp Hill Prison near Harrisburg is still unsettled. It appears authorities are in the process of regaining control there.
We've had 8 hostages released. They're currently being checked by the medical staff. And at the present time, we're currently in the process of doing a building-by-building search.
At least 17 inmates and guards are hurt. We hope to bring you a live report at 11. Join us.
Check your paper for the Service Star Blockbuster Circular. It's filled with great savings. Look for the Service Star Blockbuster Circular. Sale starts Wednesday.
In 5 seconds, tell us about the four-wheel disc brakes on your Eagle Premier Limited.
Okay, I'm driving. A tree falls in the road. I'm getting close.